737 updates, new FS traffic information, new aircraft coming to the simulator, and more, all in today's news. If you are interested in acquiring any of my Overkills tutorial guides for Microsoft Flight Simulator, please consider joining me on Patreon. Patreon subscribers level tier 2 and above have access to all of my guides, as well as any future updates and future guides that will be coming down the road. Link to Patreon can be found in the description below. Once again, everybody, welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator news and updates. And as always, feel free to just put this on in the background and listen to me jabber. I do this so that way you guys have an easy source to get the latest update information without having to go to different websites, check everything out, and read for yourself. So again, feel free to continue what you're doing, minimize the screen, and just listen up. So first off, the latest update to the PMDG 737. We have quite a lot of very cool updates to the aircraft. Obviously, we know with the 600 series, we got the lateral flight path simulation update. This was PMDG's custom lateral flight path configuration, if you will, or coding, if you will. That was the first to be introduced in the 600 and 700 series for Microsoft Flight Simulator. It is said to be the most accurate lateral flight path navigation simulation PMDG has to date, not just in Microsoft Flight Simulator, but across all of the other simulation platforms in which PMDG participates. So, super awesome information there. Now, with that comes actually some other improvements outside of that. First off, a more accurate flight director on the lateral axis. So, bank angles, turn radiuses, things like that are going to be much more accurate and much more realistic feeling. You're not going to be seeing any more of these incredibly large banking turns that you would see, in an F-16. So I'm sort of looking excited to that, and at the same token, I'm going to admit I kind of like the large radical turns in a 737. Call me crazy. Thrill seeker. The other thing is that we're also going to see a slight improvement with this latest update to the vertical flight path as well. So that means your ascent and descent flight rates and angles are going to be a bit more realistic and smoothed out again, all thanks to this latest improvement to the aircraft. The last thing that we're going to touch on with the 737 is the process of activating and deactivating the parking brake. They have actually increased the fidelity and the realism to the said procedure. So if you are struggling with that, the correct procedure is you must first apply full pedal brakes, then set the parking brake, then you can release the pedal brakes. The red light will illuminate, you'll hear the latch lock, just like you've seen before. And then to release the parking brake, you would have to apply not just brakes, but full brake pressure. And this one I'm actually really excited about. I'm not really too concerned about setting the brakes, but I have accidentally released the parking brake many, many times by tapping the parking brake or wheel brake pedals, I should say, on my Thrustmaster rudder pedals. I play with them all the time, which is a really bad habit to get into. You guys have probably seen me 219 times accidentally kick them one direction or the other in mid-flight. So it absolutely happens. Full changelog available down in the link in the description below. Make sure you guys check it out. FS Elite, once again, make sure you guys do whatever you can to support them. They are an absolutely awesome team who really make it keeping the news up to date with you guys much, much easier for people like myself. Let's continue on to the next segment. A very quick update here. Flying Iron Simulations now working on the MEBF 109, also known as the Messerschmitt 109. The Messerschmitt 109 is a good complement to the Flying Iron Simulations Spitfire, for example. You'll have your Allied in-axis aircraft. The Spitfire on more than one occasion went up against the 109, and so it'd be kind of fun if you want to go tool around with your buddies, and do some formation flying and maybe just do some, follow the leader, if you will. However, we don't have a ton of information on it yet, only the initial, looks like 3D renderings of the exterior shell to the aircraft. However, you can see that they're putting a lot of time, once again, as with any of their other aircraft, into the exterior detail. You can already see a bunch of rivets, exhaust ports, the landing gear system, and the intakes are all looking right on par. I cannot wait to see further imagery of the aircraft actually coming to life, see some liveries on it, some skins. I'd really like to see the cockpit of it. The cool thing about the 109 109, it was a relatively simple aircraft, but incredibly high-performing aircraft. It was definitely a marvel to be reckoned with for its time. So good luck to Flying Iron Simulations, and I can't wait to hear more about this one. I have purchased all of their products so far, and have definitely been very, very pleased. Probably the biggest news update today is an update from the Just Flight FS traffic. This is going to be a huge one. They have included a brief YouTube teaser. Make sure that you guys check out the link in the description below. I will try to have a link directly to the teaser itself. I have already watched it, and it looks very, very nice. Airports filled, liveries, and looks like aircraft models accurate to the representation of what should actually be there. The smoothness in which you can see the simulator operating. Now, all of this could change. Obviously, there's tons of updates. Obviously, a lot of this is going to vary from computer to computer to computer. But the teaser video they put out here is actually really, really comforting to me, again, because of the smoothness in which the aircraft were operating in tandem with each other. Multiple aircraft being pushed back, multiple aircraft taxiing at the same time, pulling away from the gates one by one, and yet in a way that's almost, out of an orchestra, as you would expect, what to see in real life. Now, they have made it very, very clear that though it is coming along nicely, we still don't have any kind of release date, and there's still a bunch of work to be done. And I got to tell you, to hear that there is still a bunch of work to be done, and after you guys watch this video, hopefully that you guys will agree with me. Again, be sure to check it out. The link will be in the description. But after you watch it, hopefully you guys will get the same understanding and curiosity that I have right now of, okay, it's already looking really, really awesome. There's the understanding part. What's left to do? And I don't mean that in a bad way. Like, I'm super excited about that. Like, if they still have a ton more to do, like, kick ass. I really hope that this comes along very, very well. This could very well be the answer to AI traffic that we have all been wanting since the release of Microsoft Flight Simulator. So once again, Just Flight continuing to kick tail and turn names. Keep it up, guys. Back to Just Flight for just a moment. We have Just Flight did provide an update on the upcoming Fokker F-28. The F-28 is a more vintage airliner, again, more along the lines of your puddle jumpers, but yet on the larger scale of the said aircraft. We do have some very nice development updates, some very beautiful screenshots of the interior of the aircraft. I was hoping to see more exterior screenshots, but we definitely got a ton of the interior. Just Flight, keeping with their reputation, every other aircraft they put out right on par with the detail. They have made it very clear that they have subject matter experts from multiple departments and affiliation with the aircraft, meaning pilots, system engineers, ground crew, all taking a part in the creation of this aircraft and making sure that they hit as many details as they possibly can. I'm really impressed, but I always am with Just Flight in their texture work. The texture and the showing of the age and really bringing that aircraft's history to life in the simulator, I think, is a very hard task that Just Flight nails very, very frequently. Even, I've heard a lot of ground crew people say, oh, I would never let my plane get that dirty. Like, I mean, to an extent, yes, I understand that, but there are limitations to how clean you can make it. And this bringing this very old aircraft back to the simulator and maintaining its history while generating such an awesome picture, I think is going to be a really, really fantastic addition to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Just Flight, again, just like the Flying Iron Simulations and many others just like them, continue to put out just high-quality products that really bring the sim to life and really offer a ton of effort and involvement from the simulator pilot side, so our side, in order to enjoy the aircraft. And I think that's really, really important given the fact that Microsoft Flight Simulator is a simulator. So with the efforts and all of the attention to detail that they put into their aircraft, it really makes such a huge difference. I cannot wait for their next aircraft to come out, and I cannot wait for the F-28. Coronado has also given us more information on the upcoming PC-12. This is probably my most anticipated aircraft. I am waiting for this one, I think, above all others. It is right up there with the TBM 930, which is, if you've been watching my channel from the beginning, you know that I absolutely love the TBM. It is easily my favorite aircraft. It's just, there's something about it that just solves all of your simulation needs. And I think this aircraft's going to take it by storm, unfortunately. I think it's going to steal a thunder away from me, or from the TBM. With the PC-12, they have included many more screenshots today that I am super stoked about. Here's just one of many, and we're going to go through all of them of the interior shots. I absolutely love Coronado's texture work. They always look so nice and clean. So for those of you who really like that really clean limousine look to your aircraft, Coronado is definitely the way to go. There are a lot of mixed opinions on their flight models. I have no problem with them. I think their aircraft are a ton of fun to fly. I completely am just head over heels for the Mooney lately. So, you know, any of more of their aircraft they bring to the Zim, I'm absolutely going to jump all over. And they're always priced so reasonably. I think that they do a very, very good job on keeping the realism to texture to quality to fidelity to price point all within an average line of each other that keeps the simulation going and fun for what we have optioned. I did not mean to click out of it. Let's go to the next page here. There we go. Look at these textures, guys. I mean, this cockpit looks absolutely phenomenal. I am blown away by their work every single time. It's really got to be tough to do. And even this, they're putting out the final product may be slightly different. You know, it's like, man, you could put this thing out right now and I'd be all over it. Now, the cool part is that they have made it very clear in this article that although they have seen some setbacks, that the aircraft is progressing very, very rapidly and fast approaching completion, quote unquote. So super stoked about this one. They are currently working on incorporating the GTN NXI as well as the Coronado's own EX600 MFD displays, which I'm sure is what we were seeing right there. I don't know my displays by hand, so for those of you who are real big and gurus into that, you probably recognize that terminology right away, and I'm imagining it's the displays that we're showing here on the screen, which are definitely very unique, something I haven't seen in any other aircraft yet. So super excited for the PC-12. I think it's going to be a ton of fun to fly. If it's anything like the TBM 930, I'm on it. Anyways, let's move on. Well, that is going to wrap up today's news and updates from Microsoft Flight Simulator, guys. We have a ton of really awesome stuff coming this week. We have a review coming for some 1-to-1 scale throttle handles for the 737 for your Bravo throttle quadrant. Be on the lookout for that. We'll probably see that hopefully later this evening. If not, it will definitely be out by tomorrow. Again, these are 1-to-1 scale, so true fit to what you would feel inside the real 737. And there's a ton more information and a ton more products available from this developer. So stick around and keep an eye out for that review, guys, because it's going to be really, really cool. I am already blown away by how it feels, and it's an absolute game changer. To everyone else who may not have the Bravo or isn't interested in that, I hope you guys all stay safe and healthy. Be on the lookout for the next video. Anyway, thank you all for the continued support. I'm going to be on this kick for a little while, guys. Keep your loved ones very, very close. Make sure you tell them every single day what they mean to you. Life just ends far, far too quickly. So, again, stay safe and healthy. I'll see you in the next one.